Hey guys, welcome to My Way Tarot. This will be a general reading for all Scorpio placements. Everything you need to know about myself, the reading or the channel can be found in the description box below. We're going to use multiple decks of cards for your reading today. We have tarot, we have oracle, and we have a few personalized messages that I've created. Please bear in mind that this is a general reading, so with the messages, only take what you feel resonates and leave the rest. And please use your own sense of discernment with the messages and not force them to fit with a particular situation. All the decks I'm using are listed in the description box below, and I've already done a major shuffle of all the cards, so we can pretty much get straight into your reading. Angels of love and light, could please have clear and concise messages for all Scorpio placements. Everything, what do they need to know in regards to everything that's happening for the current energies, for whenever they come across these timeless tarot messages, please and thank you. Starting off the reading with the tea leaf fortune cards, and then we'll move into tarot. So we got the three cards that we wanted. We have staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. Then we have kite, vacation. And we have torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness and understanding. This is really fascinating, guys, because I'm getting called to say about the hermit, which is Virgo energy. You know, it's a major arcana in the tarot. And depending on which kind of tarot deck that you end up picking up, the hermit is either holding of a torch, like a lantern, or of a staff here. So Virgo placements could be significant. Potentially, I'm hearing August or September is significant, whether that's from last year or leading up into the next sense of August and September, like Virgo season. I do believe not that long ago we did actually have the lunar eclipse in Virgo. So there could be something significant about the next 6 months unfolding for you, okay? So, but I'm hearing that things have definitely not felt like a holiday, okay? They've definitely not felt like a vacation. I feel like you've been going through a lot, okay? But something is changing whereby things are going to be feeling a lot easier for you, okay? We have rose, romance is in the air. We have flowers, happiness, and then we have March. Wow, guys. So we're currently in March. 333 just come up on my timer. You may be seeing those numbers, you know, and also March is the number 3, the third month of the year. Also, I do believe that by the end of March, we will have the solar eclipse in Aries. So maybe Aries placements is important here. Potentially even Pisces as well. But, you know, we're in the spring equinox now. So all the flowers are blooming. We got lots of significance to do with flowers. I'm even picking up on, you know, flower tattoos, or you could be just seeing the flowers blooming, right, in the garden, in the park, when you're out in nature, right? Or you're going to be receiving of your flowers, or somebody may be gifting you of flowers, potentially as a romantic gesture here, or you're giving someone flowers, okay? Obviously, this can be changed around as well, but this is really quite interesting. Some of you have not had the easiest time in regards to a love relationship either. I'm hearing for the most part, okay? Especially if you guys have been single, right? But I'm getting there's a change in the air to do with that as well. 444 just come up on my timer as well. You may be seeing of those numbers. But 444 is an angel number to do with being divinely supported, being guided and protected here. And we have that you'll be taken care of in difficult times. And we have this spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness and understanding. So there's certain messages that you're receiving whereby you're realizing that you're not having to go through something of your own. You may have felt like you've been on your own. You may have felt very anxious here with the 8 of Swords. You've been in your feelings, feeling trapped or restricted in a situation, you know, not seeing necessarily certain things in a certain way. So you may be realizing that actually, like, you've not been left out in the cold, okay? You've not been left alone here, but it's definitely felt like it at times, right? Okay, Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, I'm hearing all you need to do is call and ask, and we will be there as assistance and support and help for you, okay? So I feel like there are some physical manifestations coming through for you, which is going to reassure you that you're not on your own. 555, with whatever changes that are coming up for you. I'm hearing that's the truth with the Ace of Swords. You're having your breakthrough, okay? Your breakthrough is materializing, I'm hearing, as we speak, right? So there is definitely a new beginning coming through for you in regards to your way of thinking, you changing certain things in regards to your mindset. Affirmations could be important here, or there could be some sort of subconscious deprogramming, reprogramming. I'm hearing meditation. Some of you are implementing more spiritual practices, or you're diving on deeper into those. And I feel like this is actually really paying off. This is working out for you. And I'm hearing you're going to be receiving the sense of proof that this is working out for you very, very soon, okay? In a very tangible, solid way into your physical reality. So what's going on here? The Lovers. Wow. Gemini energy. Gemini placements could be significant here. But yeah, there definitely could be somebody that's physically coming through to give you of a gift, you know, of the sense of flowers, maybe, to showcase that they're wanting and willing and ready. I'm hearing to put the work in to do with this connection. 717 just come up on my timer, okay? Gemini season could be important. Yeah, double confirmation here with the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So somebody's getting ready to actually speak to you and showcase through their actions rather than just their words when it does come to love. And I feel like you're a little bit potentially cautious about this person coming through for some reason, like you don't see them coming, you're not necessarily expecting this. But when they do come through, there is going to be a big decision you're going to have to make. But I feel like you'll have... I'm hearing everything at your disposal to be able to utilize your words and articulate your feelings in a certain way to showcase, you know, what you're really thinking about the situation with this person. Or maybe this person's needed extra time to figure out what they've been wanting to say to you as well before approaching. But let's get into this. What else is going on, please? 818 just come up on the timer. May also be seeing those numbers. I'm getting a lot of angel number synchronicities, guys, so I feel like you're very tapped in here. 3 of Cups. There's just cause to celebrate. I'm hearing reasons to be happy. Wow. So some of you have definitely felt a little bit like down in the dumps. You've definitely not been feeling that great. There have been certain instances here where you may have been really struggling and trying to, I'm hearing, put on a brave face, showcase this sense of strength to others. But I'm hearing those people that are close to you, I'm hearing can potentially see through that. They see through that and they are concerned about you. That's a specific message. Yeah. Yeah, with the 4 of Cups over it. Yeah, you see how it's like in one space with these 3 cups here, you're a certain way to showcase to others, yeah, everything's great, everything's fine. But then when you have time to yourself, it's like you're completely over it. And maybe you feel like you can't necessarily emotionally share with certain individuals about what trials you're going through or what difficulties you're going through, especially if there's something to do with your stability or lack of. And you've been wanting this sense of a blessing to come through. And it is actually now coming through, but you've been wondering, I'm hearing where it is, okay? But there are certain people around you that definitely sense that something is up, okay? With that 8 of Swords, that you're holding back here with the 4 of Pentacles. And there could be like this boiling point with the Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy, which is you guys coming through, that enough is enough with something. Like, it could be, you know, when you have those days, 1010 just come up on my timer. You know, when you have those days where you feel like you're doing a really good job with like covering everything up, and then it's like the littlest thing that just puts you out of joint, right? And it's like all of a sudden you feel like you just want to explode. Like, it's just, you know, you get tipped over the edge with just something really little that's out of your control. It's like the sense of going about your business and then accidentally stubbing your toe, and then you just end up having this kind of like scream or like this sense of being angry, and it's like letting it all out. So I feel like there's something like you're holding in and you're needing to emotionally express it and just get it all off your chest, okay? But maybe you feel like there are not many people that you could be fully vulnerable with at this time. Like there isn't necessarily the sense of a safe space. So this may catch others potentially off guard, especially if you end up potentially doing this in front of people that you'd rather not have this happen in front of. And so therefore it's like, I'm hearing leading into questioning. So it's like you really don't want to talk to these certain people, but it's a sense of something ends up happening and you can't help yourself. Yeah, maybe family members, maybe parents, maybe friends, okay? Maybe somebody that you work with, potentially. And then therefore it's a sense that you've got these people kind of with all these questions, and you're like then having to make an apology for this potential outburst. But then there may be the sense of upset because it's like others around you basically saying that you're making a mountain out of a molehill to do with something. And I don't believe that's necessarily the case. I just don't feel like these people are genuinely as close to you as they think and feel that they are, okay? There's definitely a sense of being retreated from these people and not wanting them to kind of really know what's going on with you. So you've definitely been feeling very much like on your own with what it is that you're personally dealing with. You may feel like others are just not going to understand a situation that you've got going on, and so therefore it's like you've been keeping of everything to yourself. So what I'm getting guided to say is that there could be certain things that you want to express, but maybe feel like if there isn't a physical person around you or near you that you feel like you could confide in or trust, or to be reliable with certain information that's yours, okay? I'm getting writing it down to a vent, I'm hearing, and having no judgment of what it is that you're writing, just to air out all your feelings and emotions, is really going to help at this time. I'm hearing regardless of what the topic is, whether it's something to do with you or to do with maybe love or your finances, or just a certain situation that has been really kind of bothering you. That's the vibe I'm picking up on. Obviously with these messages, guys, they are general, only take we feel resonates and leave the rest, but I'm getting what I'm getting. So we're going to look into the Radiant Rider-Waite and find out a little bit more what's going on here for you guys. Page of Pentacles, what's going on with this, please and thank you? Why is the Page of Pentacles here, please and thank you? Yep, Seven of Cups. Wow, the Lovers. I mean, gosh, the Lovers have come out twice in two different decks, okay? So there's a strong significance here to do with relationships, whether that's romantic or not. Definitely connections are being highlighted here, okay? Five of Swords in reverse. Now, obviously, all my cards are upright purely for aesthetic reasons. So when they do come out like reversal, there is a prominent message there, okay? With the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Four of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Okay, Leo energy. So what I'm getting in regards to this is that you may have felt like you don't know where you're coming or going to do with your finances or your career in some aspect, or you've dealt with a very challenging work environment. Maybe if you're working, you know, employed somewhere, and it's just the sense of you're feeling sick to death with it, to be honest, and all you want to do is cut the cord to do with whatever this is, maybe leave. But there's a reason why you're having to stay or feel like you're having to stay, because potentially you may feel like you haven't necessarily got any other options as of right now, as of yet, I'm hearing, as of yet, to be able to walk away from a situation that you know isn't necessarily serving you. So I feel like there's this time where you're ruminating over your next move, but you're not necessarily completely sure what that is for you. And so therefore maybe you've been reaching out to the universe here saying, look, Obviously, I'm being in this position and place to learn of a particular lesson, a spiritual lesson here. And I feel like I've got to the grips of learning whatever this particular lesson is, because it's going to vary for every one of you out there if this resonates. And so therefore, I feel like now the universe is like, yes, you have kind of ticked that off the list, right? And we're going to come through and showcase that we are there for you. We are by your side. Thank you for being patient and biding your time. But the reason why things have taken time is because we want to make sure that when you do move on from whatever this is, or this is removed out of your life, that you have, I'm hearing a leg to stand on, that you have something that is going to be just as stable, if not more, to bring in a more solid foundation for you to replace what it is that I'm hearing that you would potentially be losing. Okay? And I'm hearing you're not deserving to be working in an environment that's hostile. So some of you may deal with a lot of kind of pettiness in the workplace, or office politics, or a lot of competitiveness, or maybe you've just felt like your work hasn't been seen, it hasn't been valued or appreciated. You've been doing as much maybe to showcase above and beyond that you are deserving and worthy of a promotion. But it's like you've just felt like you've not been seen. And I feel like that could be switching as well. If you're not necessarily dealing with a toxic work environment or anything like that, and like you actually get on very well with your work colleagues, there could be a potential reason as to why your boss or your line manager or someone above you isn't necessarily following through with that promotion or bonus at this time, or they hadn't done. Because I feel like there have been other things that have needed to be addressed before appointing you this new role I just heard. I feel like this person has definitely thought about it and they've wanted to do all this, but there could be reasons that aren't necessarily to do with you directly as to why you haven't received of this as of yet. Like, this is something that's out of your hands, maybe something out of their hands potentially. And there's a bit of confusion because you may feel like, well, am I actually being appreciated for what it is that I'm putting out here? And I'm hearing that you very much are, and they're wanting to keep hold of you. They're wanting you to be sticking around. But I feel like there's the sense of potential miscommunication or a misunderstanding or a breakdown in communication somewhere. So therefore, it's like very easy to make an assumption about how somebody may be dealing with the situation rather than having all the truth and all the facts to do with whatever this is. But I feel like you're going to get clarity from this. I'm hearing very soon, okay? Obviously with the messages, like I say, take what you feel resonates and leave the rest. That really wanted to come out and show through. Again, Page of Swords. You've definitely felt stuck. You've definitely felt stuck, okay? But you are manifesting, okay? Whatever it is that you've been wanting here is manifesting. You will be receiving reward and recognition here with the Six of Wands. You will be showcased that appreciation, and there will be a cycle closing to do with this with the World. I mean, these are very beautiful cards. Very beautiful cards coming through. So this is an energy at success. There's guaranteed success that's coming through for you, right? Exciting news with that Page of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming through as well. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius and Sagittarius potentially may be significant. But let's look into the Lovers. Why is the Lovers here? Two of Cups. Beautiful. If you guys have dealt with a difficult work environment, something's going to unfold here whereby you're going to be able to separate yourself from these other individuals and be in a new work environment with individuals that very much more resonate with you and are on the same wavelength here. Absolutely, as I say that with the Six of Swords. Okay? It's interesting to me because with this Five of Swords and the Page of Swords, right, I was picking up on the indication of the Six of Swords in reverse. That's why I was saying you may have felt stuck. But you're not going to be feeling stuck anymore. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're breaking through from whatever this is. And I feel like you're very much supported here. But everything has happened in the way that it has for a reason. And I feel like the timing has been very important here as well. But You do have new opportunities coming in, a fresh start. Your ships are coming in. You're no longer going to feel like you're stuck in whatever hardship you have been dealing with, especially financially or in your career. And there's justice is coming through for you, everything balancing out, okay? And we have beautiful energy here that's in alignment with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, okay, with the sense of justice. So it's all going to balance out. It's all going to be okay. And I'm hearing whatever's been going on around you, where others have tried to implement certain things to prevent movement for you, create havoc or chaos or conflict in some sort of way, I'm hearing they're going to be dealt with, right? There's somebody that can see through all of this, and I feel like you actually have a supporter around you. You may not necessarily be friends with this person, you may get on with them, it could be a fellow work colleague potentially, but this person's got their eye out on, you know, out for you, okay? They're basically standing your corner, or they're putting a good word in for you. And look, we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's like you may have felt like you've been on your own, but you actually do have someone around that, even if you don't necessarily speak to that often, they've seen your potential with what the work that it is that you've been doing here, especially if you've been going above and beyond with a certain project or certain tasks, or wanting that sense of a promotion or a bonus, or to be recognized for what it is that you've actually, you know, put in here. This person feels like you would be, I'm hearing, a great candidate for a particular job role or position, or even for you to maybe go down a slightly different venture but within the same company. I just heard that could resonate, in a different department, or maybe to work in the same department as them. Yeah, this is going to bring a lot of joy. They may come through with an offer to discuss things about this with you, which I feel like actually is going to make you pretty happy, so that you don't have to be in close proximity to certain individuals that you just don't naturally click with for some reason. And this is just going to be that get up and go that you've needed here with the Ace of Wands. And I feel going to bring in a lot of confidence for you. And it's going to be like reignite the sense of passion and motivation and inspiration to kind of, you know, get your teeth into something that means a lot to you, whether it's a new role or a new project or a side hustle or something, okay, that you're working on the side as well as full time. Like, you're going to have the motivation to actually do all of this if you are working on something on the side here, okay? What else here, please and thank you? What else for the Lovers? Okay, that flew out. Queen of Wands. Yeah, exactly. I do believe I saw the King of Wands earlier. So there could be somebody that actually wants to partner up with you, or they definitely want to collaborate in some sort of way. They definitely feel like you and them get on very well, okay? You have the same vision, you have the same ideas, you have the same sense of like get up and go, to get things on the move here. But I feel that with this Three of Swords and the Hierophant and the Nine of Swords, we have Taurus coming through with that Hierophant, that 5. This person may completely get where you're coming from, because they've also gone through some very trying situations to do with a company or an institution or an organization, maybe at the same place, okay? And they may have not had a chance to go elsewhere. They felt restricted, but they've then also been moved to a different department because somebody else was looking out for them. So it's like they want to be able to do the same for you, potentially. But, you know, there's definitely some sort of sadness here for some, because if there isn't somebody else that's coming through to help you with to move to a different department, or you just feel like, look, I just got to cut my losses here, there's a bit of sadness, because potentially the job that you were doing or the career that you were working on, you may have felt like, do you know what, this is it for me. I feel really good about this, and it's like others around you have spoiled it. So there may have been upset to do with then having to change things up when really that's the last thing that you wanted to do, was change things up. With these messages, just take, you feel resonate, to keep getting that. Page of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's you. Ten of Swords. Yeah, you've definitely hit the end of the road to do with something and you can't take it anymore. Even if a certain individuals were to come through with a supposedly what seems like genuine apology, I feel like you're not quite okay with resetting of whatever the situation is. As I go to say that, Eight of Cups, I didn't even know that was there at the bottom of the deck. You've emotionally checked out with whatever this is. So I feel like whoever has supposedly or wants to come through to apologize for making, I'm hearing, your life a living hell, because I'm hearing they may have got caught out here. They tried to fly under the radar of doing of something and then they've got caught out. And so therefore I'm hearing they've had to come through with an apology, but they don't really mean it. Like, they're not showcasing any sense of remorse. I feel like, well, actually, no, I don't accept your apology, and no, I don't forgive you, and I'm not going to forget either. But that's what I'm hearing. So, and I feel like there's some sort of agenda with whoever is coming through to apologize, especially in the workplace, so they can get back on the right side of you. I feel like there's something that they may have tried to take advantage or take for granted, especially if you're somebody that has a very strong work ethic here. You know, you really do show up and you put the time in, the effort in, and it's like you may be taking on the work of like 3 people. Like, you naturally are very quick, I'm hearing, with completing of certain tasks in like half the time compared to others, because I'm hearing you don't F about, right? You just get straight into it. Maybe that's like a natural trait of yours, and others have seen maybe you've been kind of showing them up in some way. It's like you turning up to a job and you start of this new job in the past maybe, and you've been settled somewhere, and you have other people in the supposed team that you work in that are doing very similar tasks say, oh, well, this takes us all day to do of this, and then you've completed it within an hour and a half, and you're like, well, why did they say that it took 8 hours? And I'm hearing that there's been this, you know, like your boss was impressed with you and then end up giving you more work, and then it's like this showed up everybody else. Yeah, they didn't like that with the devil. Okay, Capricorn energy. They didn't like that. You definitely showed these people up. Yeah, your boss liked it, but the others didn't, and so therefore they definitely tried to make things more challenging for you. That's not going to resonate for everyone, but I'm getting that. Or some of you are dealing with a bit of a tyrant of a boss, okay? Somebody that's a bit of a bully. Somebody that is not a very good manager, I just heard. Somebody that doesn't really have any leadership skill. Somebody that could be relatively new to a position, and they have this, I'm hearing like God complex, right? This sense of, you know, they feel like they have all this sense of power and authority, and they feel like they can do whatever they like, right? But they can't. Yeah, that's the truth for some of you with the Ace of Swords. And maybe you've just had enough of it and you've tried to speak to somebody. I'm hearing that some of you may have tried to speak to HR, and I'm hearing that HR protected the company and not you, or protected this other person, and you could have been new to this job, but you dealt with a lot of issues with this person. I'm hearing inappropriate conversations that felt very awkward. It's like this person potentially was trying to catch you out in some sort of way. Like play mind games for you to say of certain things, or I don't know. Or maybe this person was actually trying to make you quit, trying to get you to walk out. And I feel like that's actually because you may have not necessarily been long in a job, and it's like you've shown up and it's like you could do their job. I'm hearing standing on your head, right? And this person who's been appointed this higher role to you should not have been receiving of this higher role. It should have been yours. If you've already been in this place for a while, or it's like you're new on the scene. I'm hearing fresh meat on the scene. And then all of a sudden it's like this person's like, oh gosh, I have to be wary here. I can't promote this person, or I can't let them take on of certain projects here, because then that's going to boost their reputation. And so therefore I would then be in a position whereby I may be told to step aside, or I could lose my job, rather than actually promoting and supporting you for you to be having that elevation in your career, for you to go up the career ladder. It's like this person was like, saw you as a potential threat here, but I don't feel like you've done of anything. I feel like you've just naturally been yourself. You have a solid work ethic. You have this sense of pureness about you. You have good intentions, and you know, maybe most likely a great personality, good charisma here. You get on with most people, and you do the job 10 times better than they would ever have done the job. Okay, yeah. And you've sensed that something's been off with this person with the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy, but you haven't had much confirmation, but you're about to receive it. So if this person was purposely doing of certain things behind the scenes to get you discredited in some sort of way, or take your name, I'm hearing out of the hat, to do with being considered for a position, or to be promoted, or to be receiving of this bonus, it's because this person in particular has had a play in this, and they've been trying very much here to keep it very covert. I just heard under the radar. I'm getting a slightly manipulative energy as an understatement. And it's difficult, because obviously when you're in a place of employment, do you know the reference I just got? I got the film Horrible Bosses. I believe it's got like a really solid like celebrity cast in it, like Jennifer Aniston. It's like a really old film, but there's these three guys and their three jobs, and they have horrible bosses. So I'm getting one in particular, Kevin Spacey, I just heard, and he makes that guy's life completely hell, like, and he's doing it, and it's like a power play. Yeah, Ace of Swords. But I feel like these people are going to be found out, like they're going to slip up or something, and like the universe has been overseeing of everything. And because I hear like you haven't been kind of out here seeking of revenge or being bitter about a situation, you've just carried on, you've persevered and grit your teeth regardless of the fact that it's been uncomfortable, okay? But yet you've still showcased this sense of like, look, regardless of what's going on around me, I'm going to stay true and authentic to myself, and I'm not going to stoop to this person's level and like fight back. I feel like you're about to have your come up soon. Yeah, I feel like you're about to be, I'm hearing anointed to this position, or you're going to get that acknowledgement and reward and recognition for whatever this is. I'm getting a lot to do with employment here, like elsewhere, which is very fascinating. But you've definitely felt over it here with that Four of Cups. But you're about to be receiving of a wish fulfillment that's manifesting for you. And I'm hearing in April is very important, okay? April maybe to Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio, and that's the next sign after Aries. So I believe that in this spring, okay, there is something that's turning around and working out in your favor, especially if you felt pretty upset or downtrodden to do with a scenario, especially that's work related. Whatever you've been dealing with, some of you have been like, look, actually, I can't deal with whatever this is anymore, and it's like the final nail in the coffin, and you decide, you know what, F it, I'm just going to go self-employed, or I'm going to start a business, or I may have like not much in regards to my savings, but I have enough to be able to tide me over to get things running, or I have potentially a loan that is going to be approved, or something that's going to assist me, or somebody may be generous and want to invest in your business. There's something that's working out here whereby you're not going to quite believe it, how it all just naturally works out, and then you can get onto this path that you may have been wanting for a while but felt like you couldn't get on because of certain resources weren't there or finances weren't there. But a new contract could be significant. Some of you are gonna be legally signing yourself up to be self-employed. Maybe get like an LLC or something if you've already have something established. Some of you may be receiving offers and opportunities in regards to sponsorship or brand deals. I'm hearing collaborations, and you're going to have lots of options, but having to use your sense of discernment about what you're going to put your energy into and who you want to work with, especially if you've been somebody that has actually been self-employed and you've been on your own and working independently for some time. There may have been difficulties with working with others because of the issues that you've had in the past to do with previous work, employment. But also I feel that some of you may receive a lot of like emails here, like correspondence for offers and opportunities. Some look good, some look promising, and some not so much, or not even relevant to what you're doing. And so therefore, when there has been something that's come up for you, it's like, well, actually, this looks like it could be good. And then it turns out it's a scam, or it turns out that it's fake, or it turns out like this other person or the other situation, they're getting a better return on investment and you're kind of left here lacking here. So it's been a sense of like, do you know what, F it, I'm just going to do everything on my own. Yes, it hurts. Yes, I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out and I'm feeling a bit fed up. But I feel like you're trusting in your intuition a lot more now than you were before. And I feel like you've kind of got this sense of you've built character over time, like you can stand up for yourself. So for instance, like if somebody was to try to come through and pull the wool over your eyes to do with something, like you would be able to see through it, or you would know and recognize with signs and synchronicities and messages that you're getting that with anyone coming through with an offer that potentially may seem promising, but then it falls out of your life. It's like the universe is protecting you from not investing anymore into whatever this is. And you may have felt like you missed out on an opportunity that could have been great or sounded great in the beginning, but actually it would have not necessarily led you on the path that you were meant to be going. And so actually then it's not really much of a loss at all, okay? And it's like the universe has actually done you a favor, but in the first instance, when we see certain things, it may not necessarily feel or look like that way, but in a spiritual perspective with a bigger picture, it kind of then makes sense. So there is a lot of emphasis here to do with stability and security that's coming through, and a lot more order as well, whether that is something that you are trying to be more organized with certain things. I'm getting time management, prioritizing of certain tasks here, the sense of self-control and discipline. I'm picking up on more masculine kind of potential like traits here. You may resonate as a masculine, but I'm reading energy rather than gender or sex, as you guys know. But there's also this sense of trying not to overdo it with being in the masculine. Like there's got to be this sense of balance. If you're needing to rest or have a day off so that you can pursue something that brings you joy and gives you sense of like creative or a creative outlet, then do of that. And I feel that you'd be much more in a receptive energy, and whatever is coming through for you, it's like it's just naturally going to feel like it fits, rather than something that you're having to hold back on and question as to whether I should invest in this or not. If something imminently and it feels too good to be true, then potentially question it. But if it comes through and you're like, actually, I don't get like a weird, anxious, sickening feeling about this, then give it a go. And then if it doesn't necessarily work out, you trust yourself enough to be able to handle the situation and deal with it accordingly, even if it's not something that works out or looks like it is to work out later on. There's a sense of like ownership here in regards to trusting your gut instincts with something. And if it doesn't work out, I mean, it's all trial and error, right? And, you know, we all make mistakes, but we learn from that. And they're not necessarily mistakes, they're lessons, okay? They're just challenges that we end up overcoming here, okay? So 444, 222, 777, 111, 333, 666, 555 is very significant. We definitely have strong Aries with this Emperor. And we have the Lovers coming through twice. So I'm picking up that from now, Aries till Gemini season, okay, is very prominent for you in regards to certain shifts. And then after that as well. So it's not long until we're in April either. What else? Some of you definitely have options in regards to love as well. If you've been on your own for quite some time, you may get quite a shock when somebody comes through. Okay, somebody doesn't want to fight with you. They just want to clear the air with whatever is going on in regards to a connection with you. This person may come through with an apology. But obviously I don't want to dive on too deep into that, but I'm getting what I'm getting. What's going on for Scorpio with these personalised messages, please and thank you? Just quickly, if you are somebody that's self-employed, okay, you may have just, wow, if I can talk, I feel like something to do with the throat chakra, okay? So there could be work to do with that, but what I'm getting is you definitely felt like a bit lost to do with whatever it is that you're doing in regards to your business. Like you're wanting to change things up, you're wanting to switch things up, but potentially there's been a little bit of fear of getting out of your comfort zone or how others are going to be perceiving of these particular changes. Whether they're going to like the changes that you're doing or what else you're going to be implementing or bringing to the table, as it were. And I feel like you're going to have a good reception in regards to this. So there isn't necessarily much to worry about, because I feel like there's been a continuation of you doing something a certain way for a while now with whatever this is, and you've been like yearning for a change, but there has been the worry about, I'm hearing losing numbers, or if that can resonate, or not having as much like traffic, like traction, especially if you're somebody that's working online. You may feel like people are not going to like what this is. Okay, I just got told to give of the example, 44 minutes and 4 seconds. Over in the UK, we have a clothing company online called Pretty Little Thing. And they just did a whole like rebrand, right, of their identity to do with their clothing. And they were really well known for like cheaper clothing and, you know, going out outfits and really like standing out. And, you know, if you wanted to go out for parties or festivals and had certain, you know, niche of clothes where, you know, it was a lot more individual. And now they've changed it all, whereby it's all very much minimalism. It's kind of like all neutral colours. It's like, it looks more like an office uniform, and they've just changed the whole thing. And so therefore it's like other people, especially around here, like in the UK, have been like, look, I'm not being funny, but I really don't like their rebrand. And how can you call this brand still with the same name, because you've changed the whole identity to do with it? And it's not Pretty Little Thing, because you all look the same with the clothing and the style of it, and like they've upped the prices, but yet the quality is not really much better. That's the example I'm getting. So somebody has fears like something like that would happen for them if they were to make a certain changes, because they've done everything a certain way for such a long time. Okay. Old money. Okay. So this could indicate that you have money that is owed to you, that you may have not necessarily received before, is coming in, or potentially to do with yeah, somebody owing you money, like if they borrowed, you getting that, or there could be potentially an inheritance or a windfall that is important here. Or I'm getting even told, wow, okay, funnily enough, how I was saying about Pretty Little Thing, right? And how they've done their rebrand. They've tried to make it all look like that old money aesthetic, okay? So yeah, that actually kind of rings in with what that example that I was making, but there could be something about a spiritual inheritance or an actual inheritance here. Okay, what have we got? Last is now going to be first. You've definitely felt a little bit out in the sticks here. Like you haven't been seen. Like you're not going to be kind of taken care of. But you're going to be at the front of the queue. Buying a house and making it home. Wow. So some of you have been really trying to save or budget to make it possible for you to maybe move out of somewhere. To have of your own place potentially. So there could be something quite substantial that you don't see coming, or how something could be possible whereby you're landing this lump sum of money. I'm hearing that it's important not to put limitations on how this potentially may come through for you. I'm hearing that's very important. You may feel like, oh, well, it's only going to be plausible that this money comes through to me that is going to be significant enough to change my life in this particular way. But it's a sense of opening up your mind to the possibilities, that the universe has infinite possibilities of how it can bring certain things in for you. And a lot of the times it's like we could never have ever predicted that or seen that. Okay. And highest timeline. So a lot of you guys have been healing a lot here, and you're getting ready to be living in your highest timeline. There's definitely something about the area that you live in, or the people that you're around, or the people that you work with, or even if you're working from home but you live with other people, there's definitely a mismatch to do with this. I feel like you've learned whatever lessons you've needed to in regards to this, and there's this, I'm hearing cosmic reset happening right now as we're closing up or the middle of this eclipse season. We have the solar eclipse coming at the end of March. So there's definitely like old timelines falling away, old karmic connections falling away, and new is being replaced. Yeah, tapping into your spiritual gifts. Some of you are looking into a spiritually based practice or a business here. That could be important, or this is something that you're already doing. Some of you are absolutely of service, okay? You are already of service, but it's been difficult because there may have been more emphasis to do with the healing and the emotions and being of service and giving, etc. in that particular way, and there has been the financial hardship, and so there hasn't been that sense of balance between your practical world and your spiritual world, and that could be what's coming into play for you. There may have been certain beliefs whereby you felt that like being spiritual, like you couldn't have a good living for yourself or make decent money. That's what I'm hearing. Trust and have faith that everything is working out for you. And look, within the next few months, what was I pointing out earlier about the spring equinox being incredibly significant at this time? Really wanted to come through, because you see how I nearly dropped all my cards in my lap. Okay, so trust, within the next few months there is something quite significant happening. A lot of you are going to be able to go away on holiday or make plans. I just heard get your passport renewed. get your passport renewed. There could be like I do believe as of right now in the UK we have a certain deadline coming up to do with before the prices go up to renewing of your passport, especially if you have like the old burgundy passport and now they want you to have the black passport. And even if you've got time left on this before it expires, there are certain countries that won't allow you to kind of visit if you haven't got this particular passport, even if you've got time left on the old one. So I'm getting told that for some reason, okay? That may resonate for someone. Last message. What does Scorpio need to know? Yes. Some of you about the passport, yes. Some of you about going on a holiday, yes, go for it, okay? Or you're even just trying to say yes to more opportunities. And even if they don't work out, you're not fearful of accepting or taking them on because you trust yourself enough that and know that it's not going to be of anything that you've done wrong if it doesn't work out. It's just going to be something that, I don't know, I'm trying to word it here. Sorry, I'm kind of really struggling a little bit with Mercury retrograde. But yeah, listen to your intuition. Just trust in your intuition, guys. You are very intuitive anyway, very tapped in. Okay? And if you were asking about love, within the next few months, just trust and have faith that there's something heating up in regards to your love life and you're ready for this. And there could be someone who's getting ready to come through and say that they are wanting to deepen of a connection with you. That could lead to a potential commitment, okay? But it's important that you don't rush things with this person. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the reading, guys. It's a very long reading, but obviously we got right on in there with the messages. So I hope that there has been something in here that potentially resonated. A few messages, if not the whole reading. I would love to find out for you guys if this hit home at all. If you have enjoyed this reading and you wish to support myself and the channel, there are donation links available. There is a PayPal link in the description box below, and the other option is Super Thanks, which is listed underneath this video. So thank you so much to those of you who have already donated. I greatly appreciate you guys. Even if you don't financially donate, a wonderful way to energetically donate is to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys on those comments when I can. So thank you so much. Please hit the notification bell so you get an alert as to when I post another video for you and you don't miss out on future updates or content made available on the channel. And lastly, please feel free to check out your other zodiac sign readings available on the channel for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury and North Node placements to gain more insight for your timeless tarot messages that I provide. But sending love and light out to you all. Many blessings. Please take care and I'll see you and speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye, guys.